Hey guys, OG Albina here, and today we have something a little bit different for the channel, something new to tell you guys over for the Crown Tundra that did release in just about a week. I believe it's a week from the day I am uploading this. I could be completely wrong. My math could suck. But in the meantime, and a little bit after release, I decided to upload a Gen 7 Wi-Fi league that I'm participating in. Now, if you have been here as of recently, or if you're just like absolutely brand new, we recently did play in a Gen 7 Wi-Fi league called the IBA. And we had a great season there. We ended up going, I believe, 7-3 in regular season, making it to semifinals where we unfortunately lost to Silver Smasher. But it was a great season for us. I had a lot of fun, and it was really nostalgic going back, recording Gen 7 Wi-Fi, doing post-coms, and getting to do cool Citra replays with nice, cool backgrounds and no lines mod and stuff like that. So I'm going to be doing that again, but this time it's going to be for an Ubers League. Now, my buddy Aaron12 hit me up recently and asked me if I wanted to take over in one of his leagues. I believe it's called the I have the doc pulled up. UPBWL. Very long acronym. And it is an Ubers league. I played in their Showdown division a couple seasons ago as a replacement. I won the championship there. They do an Ubers format where you get a lot of stuff. You're not, relegated to having one Uber and, just the rest of regular draft. No, we have multiple. We have 3 on this team, actually. And we're bringing all of them. So, actually, no, we have 4. No, 3. We have 3 on this team. So what we're going to be doing is just uploading these replays just for fun. We're taking over a team that was already 0-2. I was supposed to have a forfeit last week 3, but the opponent that we're going to be playing in this was kind enough to allow me to replay him and stuff like that. So I really appreciate him giving us a chance to, earn our wins and stuff like that and sneak into playoffs and hopefully take home a championship in a more for fun league. But the main reason I took this over is because we have our mascot on the team. It was undrafted for some reason in an Ubers league, which is ridiculous. And today's video is going to kind of show you why Mega Salamence is absolutely busted. So this team builder is going to be a little bit longer than the rest of the ones throughout the season because I'm going to just tell you what our team is and stuff like that. I'll probably flash it on the screen right now. In post editing, if I don't, I'm sorry, but we'll read it off. So the team that we drafted consists of, obviously we made like a million free agent trades to this too, but we have a Solgaleo, Mew, Suicune, Crocodile, Comfey, Arceus Poison, Mega Salamence, Xurkitree, Buzzwole, Starmie, and Darmanitan. Lots of really fun things. We're rocking out with Triple Psychic. This isn't the most optimal draft ever. Our, what do you call it? Our Fairy is a Comfey. Other than that, it looks like a lot of fun. There's a lot of really scary offense, and there's a really good defensive backbone to this team as well. And we're kind of going to get into why this team is very good. So, despite the triple psychic issue that we have, but we have some pretty decent knock switch-ins and ways to punish darks and stuff like that. And Buzzwole and Comfey, Arceus Poison doesn't really care about it too much, and Mega Salamence either, honestly. So we'll go ahead and jump into the team matchup. So you just heard our team. Week 1, we're going to be going up against the Galloway Pikachu, coached by, I believe his name is Yanks105. He's a very, very nice dude. Again, he let us pick the rest of our draft and go in from there, and I really appreciate him for doing that. But his team consists of Groudon, Serperior, Entei, Blissey, Pikachu, Arceus Ghost, Mega Mewtwo X, Sawsbuck, Darkrai, Dragonite, and Florges. So lots of big scary Ubers on deck. Groudon, we don't have great switch-ins to. Nobody really does. It's very bulky and it's very hard for us to take down. Mega Mewtwo X, same deal. Don't have great switch-ins to that. Arceus Ghost, we do have a pretty good pivot to it. Whether it be physical or special, we can pretty well take that on. Darkrai is also another mon, though, that I just do not have switch-ins to on the team that we're bringing. But we're bringing a very, very cool squad. And that's going to kind of be the theme of this league. We're just going to bring, for fun stuff. Hopefully, take home some dubs and try out some new mods and stuff like that and be able to play with Megas and play on Gen 7 Wi-Fi and stuff like that before we jump into Gen 8. And it gives me good Ubers practice for BBL coming up. So our first member is going to be Solgaleo, rocking out the weakness policy, full metal body as its ability, Sunsteel Strike, Cosmic Power, Morning Sun, and Earthquake. EV's on the screen, 116 HP, 132 attack, 4 defense, 52 speed def, and 204 speed with a jolly nature. I'm not going to go super in-depth on the EV spreads, but this Pokemon does very well. If we can start boosting up, we get a Cosmic Power up, we basically live 1 hit from anything on his team, and at +2, Sunsteel Strike and Earthquake massacre my opponent. They go absolutely crazy. His team is decently slow as well, and if we can stay healthy enough, we can live a hit from the Darkrai, we can live a hit from, that's really the only faster thing that, immediately will, OHKO us. Mega Mewtwo X, we're actually a decent check to. Groudon, once we get it to +1, we can, take a Precipice Blades with ease and be able to KO that thing with a +2 Sunsteel Strike pretty easily. And we can set up all over stuff like Blissey and things like that, and get it to +6 defense and be a general nuisance to his team. So I really like this Solgaleo set. Next up, we have the WinCon Mega Salamence, rocking out with the Salamence side, obviously. Aerialate is his ability, Dragon Dance, Body Slam, Sub, and Roost. 180 HP, 124 attack, and 204 speed with a Jolly Nature. Now, this Mega Salamence is a phenomenal WinCon. My opponent's flying resist is a Pikachu. So, we're going to be doing our darndest to set up with the Salamence and win. There are a lot of potential setup opportunities. With the Intimidate pre-Mega, we can set up on Groudon pretty easily, start Dragon Dancing and roosting all over that thing, trying to go for Thunder Punches. Not Thunder Punches, Stone Edges and things like that. A lot of his physical threats we really set up all over. We set up all over Blissey as well, which is definitely really, really nice. We set up all over Superior, which is really, really nice. And we're just going to have to find a way to position. We set up all over Entei, which is nice too. I contemplated going Facade over Body Slam, but I like spreading pairs, at least in the early game, so that we can be faster than things later in the game. And so that, the rest of our team can thrive under pairs and stuff like that as well. So Body Slam is definitely nice. I could have gone Facade. Facade was probably a safer option just because of potential burns and pairs and stuff like that on his team. But I think we'll be okay with Body Slam. Next up, we have Crocodile, rocking with the leftovers, Intimidated ability, Stealth Rock, Knock Off, Earthquake, and Toxic. 116 HP, 140 attack, 4 defense, and Spadef, and 244 speed with a Jolly Nature. This Pokemon is going to be our main check to the Arceus Ghost. It's a great rocker this game. It's great for spreading Toxic and status and stuff like that, and the bulky annoying mods that want to come in on it. Potentially like a bulk up Mega Mewtwo X if that wants to come in hard on us, we can deal with that. Groudon as well if we need to get a Toxic off on that bad boy. Dragonite, because we obviously don't touch it very well. So getting the Toxic off on that on the switch is also very, very nice. Ensuring the multi-scale is broken. Florges, a bunch of very, very annoying things for our team. We can throw up a Toxic and then just stabs for general coverage and, being able to hit our opponent's team decently hard. Next up, we have our Arceus Poison, rocking out the Toxic Plate. Multi-type is its ability, Poison Jab, Swords Dance, Recover, and Shadow Claw. 108 HP, 132 attack, 12 defense, 4 Spadef, and then max speed with a Jolly Nature. Now, this is a very, very interesting Arceus set. I didn't want to go Calm Mind. I didn't want to be, potentially taken advantage of by the Blissey because I feel like I couldn't really go Mono Poison move in this matchup in particular. And I wanted to take advantage of that thing. I wanted to set up Swords Dance because at +2 Poison Jab actually does kind of rip through my opponent's team pretty darn easily. And it outspeeds a lot and it can do a lot of damage. We have Shadow Claw for Mega Mewtwo X plus the Arceus Ghost, which I thought was very important. The only downside to this set in particular is that we don't really hit Groudon at +2. Shadow Claw and Poison Jab are both bouncing off, like completely bouncing off. So we're going to need Prior Strip on that, though. I think the rest of our team can't force that. And if we force that thing to come in and take a Poison Jab, we can nab Poison on it or something like that. It's going to help out the rest of our team as well. So I think that Arceus Poison is still very, very solid in this game if we can position it correctly. We can live a Mega Mewtwo X hit from full too, even if it is a Zen Headbutt. So if we are at full and we have a +2, like a Swords Dance up and the Mewtwo's taking a little bit of chip, we could Poison Jab that thing in the face and get a really big threat. But speaking of the Mega Mewtwo X, we have our check, which is going to be the original Mew, rocking out with the leftovers. Synchronize its ability, Nightshade, Taunt, Roost, Will-O-Wisp, max HP, 76 defense, and 180 speed with a Timid Nature. Now, this Pokemon is really, really good versus my opponent. Stallbreaker Mew really walls and just kind of is an annoying nuisance to almost his entire team. It's very, very difficult for him to deal with. It beats all of his fats, essentially, except for the Blissey. Blissey is a little bit of an issue, but we can we can taunt that thing and then get out and take advantage of it with literally everything else on our team. Should be able to beat it if it's taunted. So I'm not super worried about that. And I would rather have Nightshade so that I can hit the Arceus Ghost opposed to having Seismic Toss so I can hit the Blissey, if that makes any sense. This is a great Mewtwo X check. This is a good Groudon check as well. And it's just a general big nuisance to my opponent's team. So I really like it here in this particular matchup. Next up, we have Suicune, rocking out with the leftovers, pressures its abilities, Scald, Sub, Protect, and Calm Mind. Max HP, 196 defense, and then 60 speed with a Bold Nature. Another phenomenal Pokemon in this game. My opponent's real resist to this thing is going to be Superior, which we PP stall very easily, and Blissey, which we PP stall very easily. Seismic Tosses should not break our sub. because of our base 100. I think that's how it works. Again, I could be completely wrong, but regardless, subbing, protecting, scalding all over that thing is going to be very, very beneficial to us. We can definitely beat that thing 1v1. Same thing with Superior. If it's the only way to hit us is going to be Leaf Storm, we can start Calm Minding up, sub Calm Minding, and being a general nuisance to my opponent's team. We have to be careful about a Dragonite because he's setting up all over us because we do not have Ice Beam. Other than that, I really do like this set. It really gives us a good Entei check as well, and you know, things like that. So yeah, that's going to be the team. After a very long team builder, I apologize. We'll be right back with the battle. All right, guys, here we are with the battle. So you can see the 6 that my opponent elected bringing with the Superior, Groudon, Pikachu, Mewtwo, Mega Mewtwo X, Darkrai, and then the Arceus Ghost. Lots of big threats on deck, especially Pikachu, the mascot pick, rolling through. I can't fault him for that, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to lead off with my Mew. Reason being, I think the one that puts me in the worst position overall if I do get led against, in a disadvantageous matchup, is if Mega Mewtwo X is in on something that can't necessarily beat it or anything like that. So I am going to lead with my Mew because I feel like it's my best overall check to that. And it beats, honestly, a good majority of my opponent's team. It also deals with a potential Groudon league trying to get rocks. We can either taunt or Will-O-Wisp that. One of the two either really works. And if I Will-O-Wisp it, then my Mence is just, it's fodder for my Mence, which is awesome. So I am going to lead off with my Mew as he does elect to lead off with the Superior. And I'm going to switch out just because I don't want to see my Mew get a little bit chipped down. There's not much I can do. I can actually lose this thing 1v1 pretty easily. So I'm going to go hard out into my Arceus Poison as he goes into his Darkrai, which is honestly fine. As he's going to throw off a Sucker Punch here, which is definitely very interesting. Dark Pulse would have done a ridiculous amount. But regardless, I'm going to throw off a Poison Jab because I know I will live 2 non-life orb hits from this thing pretty easily if it's not modest. I believe we even live 2 timid life orb Dark Pulses as well. But we're going to do a ton with that Poison Jab. And right here, I'm going to go for a Swords Dance. Reason being, well, this wasn't a great play. Reason being I wanted to go for a Swords Dance is I wanted to punish him potentially going for another Sucker Punch, and I also wanted to punish a more passive switch in on my Arceus. But if I would have just thrown off another Poison Jab, I would have been able to get a ridiculous amount of chip off on this Mewtwo. And unfortunately, being that I am chilling at 151 HP, the min roll from a Zen Headbutt from a Max Jolly Mewtwo was actually 152 HP. So I am going to be forced out. There's no reason for me to stay. And I still do have a full health Mew, so this isn't the worst deal in the world. I can still go into this thing, check it pretty easily, and see exactly what this thing wants to go for against me in this particular instance. So I am going to go to my Mew as he does reveal to be Zen Headbutt. He's not going to do all that much damage to us at all, honestly, because Mew is ridiculously fat and ridiculously annoying. I'm hoping I get to show some more offensive sets this season in the games I take over, but it's completely fine. We are Z Mew with Munium allowed, so I definitely could see myself do it. As he's going to stay in and go for a Thunder Punch. Now, this was a very interesting play by my opponent. He just didn't want to switch into Mew. I guess he didn't really have great switch-ins to Mew, being that his Dark was... what do you call it? Darkrai, but he's actually going to get the Para, and this really sucks. Not just because I'm Para, but because I wanted to Will-O-Wisp this thing. And I'm going to synchronize over my Para, and usually I wouldn't really care about this because this means my Mew can't get Toxic, and it's really, really annoying to break through for his team otherwise. But I'm going to get paired, fully paired, but I click Will-O-Wisp that turn anyways, trying to burn this thing. Again, trying to make a physical set, kind of fodder for my Mega Salamence, but unfortunately it's just not going to work out that way. Regardless, I should be able to roost all over this thing. It shouldn't really be an issue for my team. If its best coverage for my Mew is going to be Thunder Punch. Oops, I accidentally kind of messed up my dimensions there. But I am going to roost up this turn just in case, you know, I am into a KO range, or if he gets a crit or something like that. It puts me in a little bit better of a position as he's going to throw off a Thunder Punch, and I should be able to 1v1 this thing, provided I don't get very unlucky with pairs. And again, I don't have great switch-ins to it, so what I'm going to do is just click Nightshade right here, slowly chip this thing down as he's going to be switching out this time into his Darkrai. As I do click Nightshade because I did live 2 Thunder Punches plus with lefties after, you know, this next one after here. So I figured Nightshade was a nice play. I also caught him trying to go Darkrai on a potential roost. So we are able to catch him there, knock out the Darkrai, which is a very, very big threat to our team gone, something that we just did not switch into whatsoever. So Mew's going to get a little bit of lefties back right here, and out comes the Superior. Again, I do have a pretty good check in my Arceus Poison. Now, part of me really wanted to go hard Mence. I really wanted to go Mence, but I was incredibly scared of a Glare. Though Glare shouldn't have come out against my Paralyzed Mew whatsoever there, I figured I'd be in a better position if my Arceus for some reason got glared opposed to my Mega Salamence because it was so good in the matchup. I didn't want to really risk that or anything like that. So I'm going to go onto my Arceus because, again, this is a great check, and I can still potentially set up on other things with my Mence, and I don't want to, you know, potentially ruin that right here. So he's going to end up going for a knockoff Obviously not being able to knock off my plate because I am an Arceus, and that puts me in a great position because I'm going to just be able to recover up, stay healthy in order to check that thing a little bit later on down the line. And I do outspeed the Mewtwo now, which is obviously great. If I get up a Swords Dance, I'm looking at a pretty good position. He just going to the Arceus Ghost right here and goes for a Stone Edge. I'm assuming, expecting my Mega Salamence to come in and try and pivot in on this thing with the Intimidate, but yeah, that's not going to happen right here, as I am going to be able to absolutely chew that up due to our Intimidate, get a little bit of Lefty's recovery back, and I believe this turn I am going to elect to get up my rocks, I'm pretty sure. As outcomes disappear, no, I Toxic here. I Toxic because I wanted to catch that thing staying in if it was a setup set, and, you know, putting on a potential timer. Any potential switch into this thing did not appreciate a Toxic. And the rocks weren't the most annoying thing to me. And I didn't think he'd go hard Mewtwo, because knock into EQ should knock him out from the range in which he was at. He should be very offensive before. So that's obviously nice. And being able to poison this Cert is great for us. So I am going to go hard back out into my Arceus right here. No reason to stay in. If I get glared, so be it. But this thing is not a big threat to my Arceus. It does go for a Leaf Storm. Unfortunate that he missed, but I don't think that really mattered because I outspeed and kill him the next turn regardless. So that puts me in a pretty good spot nonetheless. As right here, I believe I go for a Swords Dance. This time he does make the hard Groudon play, which is what I was expecting before, as it checks me pretty darn well, especially at the set that we brought. I almost brought like Bullet Seed or something crazy like that for it, but I'm gonna go for a Swords Dance. And unfortunately, I looked at the calc after this. I was like, maybe Shadow Claw 2 it KOs and we can you know, deal with him like that and actually win the game with Arceus, but it doesn't. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pivot Salamence, get him in, and it's about time for Mence to really, really go to town. So we're going to switch in on the Precipice Blades. Oop, as I mess up again. Intimidate, drop him, and be able to obviously avoid said hit, which is phenomenal for us. So Mence is going to come in, and I'm going to Mega up this turn, and I'm going to start setting up Dragon Dances. Stone Edge from Max Adamant. Groudon does not 2-hit kill me when he is at -1. So I can set up on this thing pretty freely, as I can roost off all the damage, lose my flying type, and take even less, as he does reveal Rock Tomb, which is definitely unfortunate because this is going to kind of cut my ability to boost speed on this thing a little short, but I should be faster than everything minus Arceus in the back. So as long as I get out of this exchange with +1 speed, which, you know, if he does miss a Rock Tomb, that could happen. And you're going to see here too, looking at this Rock Tomb damage, he's not doing enough damage to break my sub. So as of this point, I'm not super worried. I am at +2 attack, +3 right here, neutral speed. But regardless, I should be able to sub up on this thing when I want to, as my opponent's actually going to go for another Rock Tomb. I was almost ahead of turn right there. But we're going to go down to 73 HP. Sunlight's going to fade for us right there. And we're looking pretty good with our Mence. I am going to roost off any of the damage. I can start subbing up on this thing pretty soon. But I'm going to, you know, play it safe if at all possible. As he's going to go for a Fire Punch here. And he's actually going to burn me. Now this is where I wish I was Facade. This is going to exponentially make this game much longer than it needs to be, and I apologize to my opponent because I kind of substall him a little bit out of these Rock Tombs and Fire Punches, because at this point, especially because I'm burned, this is my best play. I was going to sub up that next turn, Dragon Dance one more time to get to +1 speed, and then just sweep through the team. But now that I'm burned, I do need to accumulate, you know, some more boosts in this instance, just because of the fact that I did get burned. And right here, I am going to speed it up just a little bit and see exactly where we need to get to. I believe I end this exchange at either +1 or +2 speed and +5 attack while being burned. I need to get to a point in which I can 2-hit KO this Groudon and end up behind a sub afterwards, if at all possible. That would be the best position for me. I believe I might get a little impatient at one point here, just because I'm in such a good position. There's not really much I can do to mess this up. It's just a little bit more annoying for me to deal with. I do go for a sub right here. I don't know exactly how boosted we are, and unfortunately on my computer, on my recordings on my computer, I can't actually like physically speed them up. So I feel bad, but like, I don't want to sit here for 30 minutes as I kind of substall my opponent with my Mega Salamence and kind of beat him that way. But you know me, best way to win possible, we are going to take it if we can. So we're going to roost up right here. I don't know if I start going for body slams in this next one or what ends up happening here. I don't believe he breaks my sub with this turn with a crit. No, he does not. After the regular Fire Punch into a crit Fire Punch, does not break Mega Salamence sub because it is so ridiculously bulky, and this thing is at -1. There's no way that was ever going to do it, especially without Sun. No way at all. So I am going to get up another Dragon Dance. I believe just trying to boost up as much as humanly possible, as he ends up getting his rocks. So he's got to get those late game rocks up to, ensure that if we do ever end up switching out, we take a little bit on the incoming rocks and all that stuff. So, okay, so he is going to switch out right here. This makes a little bit more sense. He's going to go on to Pikachu, the mascot. And unfortunately, we're going to have to do this Pikachu a little bit dirty, as I am going to roost on up, get back up to full. And at this point, I believe I am at +5 attack, +2 speed while being burned, but it should do sufficient damage to my opponent's team to where I can kind of go through and win the game at this point. So he's actually going to reveal the quick attack, which is crazy because this quick attack Pikachu is actually going to make my sweep a lot harder to deal with, because it actually breaks my sub after the 2 fire punches. And while this body slam does knock him out, I was kind of hoping it didn't. He was like random EVO Pikachu, because then I could sub on it again, and that would have put me in a pretty solid spot against this Arceus that comes in, because you're going to see this thing obviously has Stone Edge, and that does a lot of damage. So I am going to go for a body slam right here. Unfortunately, being the fact that we are burned and we are not Facade, we do not knock him out right here, as he is going to go for a Stone Edge. Does a decent amount, and I'm not going to lie, I get a little bit greedy right here because I want my Mence to be as healthy as humanly possible for the things in the back. I am going to go for a Roost, expecting him to maybe go for a Stone Edge again. We'll take next to nothing from it when we lose our flying typing, because again, Mence is so bulky, and then we can body slam him the next turn, as he's going to reveal the Shadow Force, which is definitely something that, Arceus Ghost uses, especially on SD sets. But good play by him, realizing that I'm just going to try and roost off and lose my flying typing. And what this is going to do is force me into a Roost turn. I didn't know the mechanics of Shadow Force in the game, and I still actually don't really know them if it goes through sub. Didn't really want to risk my sweep and choke away the game like that, where if I knew if I roosted, I would live this from full pretty handedly. So I am going to roost on up, as I do take a little bit of chip from the burn there, putting me pretty much at the same place I was when I initially tried to roost on this thing after the Stone Edge, but completely fine. I'm just going to knock this thing out, and from here I should be in a pretty good position to sweep with Mega Mence. And just go through the rest of his team, because I believe the Groudon's going to come in. The only annoying thing is that because we're not behind a sub, this thing can kind of Rock Tomb through us, but I should, since I'm at +2 speed, I'm going to roost right here, stay healthy, because I don't knock him out with one body slam because Groudon's ridiculously fat. We're going to get healthy as he Rock Tombs the first time, and what this is going to do is going to put us at -1 speed, but we should be able to KO him, and then at neutral speed, we should still outspeed everything on his team at this point in time that's left, because the Arceus is gone, the Mewtwo is paralyzed, and we are faster than Serp at our base speed. So I'm going to throw off a body slam as he ends up going for a fire punch. That's completely fine. I don't exactly know why he went for the fire punch. Maybe he's just like, get it over with. I don't exactly know, but we'll take it for sure. We're going to go for a body slam once again. Knock out this Groudon, and that just leaves 2 more body slams for Mence to throw off, and we're going to be able to take up a 6-0 dub in our week 3 game, our week 1, but week 3 of UPBWL Wi-Fi. This league's going to be a lot of fun. It's definitely going to be very casual and laid back, but I figured it'd be something nice to kind of, bridge the uploads that we don't have going up right now, because of the fact that, all of our leagues are ending and starting around this time and stuff like that. We're going to have a little bit of downtime and draft league content until Crown Hunter really gets started up and stuff like that. So I figured this one would be fun just to show off some cool Ubers mods, still get use out of that Gen 7 Wi-Fi and, like the Citra and stuff like that I learned how to do just for IBA that recently ended. And I didn't want to, just do it for one league. At least we'll get a little bit of use out of this and, get a cool Gen 7 league in there and get to use some Megas and some Z moves and all that good stuff, a little bit of chaos. And get us ready for the Ubers format in BBL, which we will be playing in upcoming. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. GG's to my opponent. I really appreciate him letting me make this game up. I think he may be a little bit newer to competitive Pokemon, but he was a very, very nice guy, and I really appreciate him, letting me kind of make up one of my games that I would have unfortunately gotten a forfeit loss for due to the guy I took over for kind of going ghost there. So big shouts to him. He's a great guy. And yeah, with that being said, I will see you guys in the next one. Be sure to drop a like if you haven't done so already. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Later.